guys, Joshua Tech. I've got DBA cases just like glass, Nano for the Note 3. This is available in a few different devices like the iPhone 5, Galaxy S4, and the Note 3, and more devices to come, I'm sure. So this is just a very cool product, brand new, fresh on the market. I know DBA, they're very excited to get this produced and out in the public. So I'm here to show it off to you guys, kind of give you an idea of what the installation will look like and my overall general thoughts about it. Now, I've had the Just Like Glass screen protector on other devices, which is very cool screen protector. It feels literally just like glass. As a matter of fact, I have it installed right now on the Note 3, and it's been one of my favorite screen protectors. And the Just Like Glass in itself already protects, I guess, like 30% it absorbs of shock absorption and stuff like that. So just really cool. I'm really excited to see what this is going to look like. I've never put my hands on a Nano before, so I'm excited about being able to see what it's like. As I said, I know DBA, they've been very excited about this. They've had it in the making for a little while now, and now it's available. Here on the back, it's actually going to show you some pretty cool specs. This Nano, it's got some different like makeup and construction. It's made of different layers. It's got sprayed on layers. Now it's not tempered glass or anything like that, and because it's sprayed, it's actually kind of proven to be tougher than tempered. And tempered glass can actually tend to crack, just like a screen. So if there, any kind of hard impact that happens, tempered glass, it will save your screen, but the tempered glass will more than likely crack. And I've actually seen that happen a couple times. So it's really neat. This stuff is not supposed to crack. There's actually a video that DBA put together of them smashing a hammer onto the Nano screen protector. So I have a link in the description for that if you want to check it out. But again, here is just the rest of the back. The back has the installation instructions. So let's get into this. Let's get this thing put on. The packaging is pretty simple. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Looks like that's it. So here we go. Here's the screen protector itself. And then we're going to get some contents to go along with it to help with the installation. So first of all, we're going to get a pick or an installation card. So this is actually new compared to other Just Like Glass. They did not have a card included in the packaging, so that's a cool upgrade there. You also get a alcohol pad, which is going to help with the installation. This is actually really cool because I've installed some screen protectors that include this, and actually makes the installation so much better when you have this included. And then you get this nice big cleaning, wiping microfiber cloth. So this is definitely something to hold on to. Very cool. Hey, look at that. Just Like Glass. They got it imprinted on here. So really cool stuff. Quality items to go along with the screen protector. And these are dust remover stickers. Very cool. I've had a couple other installations of other companies that included a dust remover sticker. It's basically like a piece of tape. If by chance you have a piece of dust stuck between the screen protector and screen, all you do is lift it up, get the tape, dab it, and it's gone. Very cool. In the past, Just Like Glass screen protectors were installed with a wet installation. This is not wet anymore, so it's pretty cool, a different aspect. Wet installations have its perks, but also dry ones have its perks as well. So the first steps that I recommend doing with the screen protector installation is to get your hands clean, turn off the AC, turn off any fans. Just try not to have any kind of dust flying around at all. Next step is to make sure you don't have a screen protector already installed. And as I said, this is actually the Just Like Glass screen protector, and it's been a good companion, but it's time to go. Time to move on to Big Brother. Alright, so just to kind of give you a comparison, this is the thin screen protector, Just Like Glass screen protector. Kind of show you the makeup of it and how it is formed compared to the Nano. Now the Nano, once you pick it up, you're going to notice that it is thicker, but it's not going to be thick like a tempered glass. So I'll just kind of give a little bit of a bend, kind of. It doesn't bend, it's not flimsy like a normal screen protector or even the Just Like Glass. So we're going to put this off to the side for just a moment. And one of the benefits of having a screen protector already installed prior to another installation is that you shouldn't have any kind of dust, fingerprints, or anything like that if you did the previous installation just right. And if this is your brand new device, or if you have a brand new device, I recommend leaving that film on that comes with the phone. That way, when you are ready to install a screen protector, all you have to do is lift that up, give a quick installation or overview, and you can just install the screen protector with no dust on it at all. So go ahead and get your alcohol wipe, peel away the tab, now the thing that's a benefit to this is that it really does clean your screen, and it's going to collect any dust that's on it already. So this is just really, it's actually like the perfect way to clean the screen. Not to mention it kind of disinfects and all that kind of stuff, so really cool. Alright, once you got that step out of the way, just take your very awesome microfiber cloth, wipe off the moisture, and you shouldn't have any dust or any specks at all. So what I recommend doing is kind of use the glare of a light or a lamp, and you can really tell if there's any kind of dust on it. Next step is to locate the number 1 tab and peel this layer away. And you notice how I'm holding it, I'm not touching the inside of the screen protector at all. This is going to be where you're going to want to locate the home button area and then your camera and speaker, so that way you line it up right. And I recommend standing directly over the phone. That way you get a nice view of the screen protector. And what you can do is use your fingers to kind of guide it down and feel the edges. You can tell if it's going to be symmetric or not. Now this is not going to go edge to edge, and that's for good reason, and that's because you're going to want a case installed, which DBA does provide cases, by the way. Once you have it lined up, what you can also do is just kind of let the edge rest here, and you can line it up. Just kind of take your time with it, don't rush it. And use your actual screen as a guide. Once you have it lined up to where you think it needs to go, what I recommend doing is to just press with one finger and basically let it just fall in place. And it kind of works itself down on its own. And if you have any leftover bubbles, like you see here, just work it out with either your finger, or you can take your card that's included and push it out that way. I actually, when it's just these easy bubbles, I just use my finger. It's just as easy to me. So far this installation is going over really easy. I think I got all the bubbles worked out, so the next step is to take the second layer and just kind of peel it off. And that was actually really cool. Like, there's a lot of minor details that I'm really noticing about this, is that sometimes when you pull the second layer off, it pulls the screen protector off. This was on there lightly, so it didn't actually pull the screen protector off at all. So very cool. Like I said, these little minor details that are starting to stand out to me. And this is where you're going to get a full clear picture if you have any more bubbles left over, or if any dust happened to sneak in. Goodness gracious. Wow. This screen feels amazing. Like, I'm trying to just work out any other bubbles and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that feels so freaking soft. Wow, that's even better than the Just Like Glass. That feels amazing. That feels literally just like glass. Like the owner and I, Scott and I, we've kind of chatted back and forth, and like he's been really anxious to hear what I've got to say. So I haven't actually told him anything yet. So I'm gonna send him this video, and he's gonna find out. Like I'm actually very impressed so far. The installation was phenomenal. They required all the right steps. They included all the right materials. Really sets you for success, for one, to start off with, and then like dadgum, this feels amazing. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. This is really cool. Like I've done tons of stinking screen protector installations, and this is really standing out to me. This is really awesome. So let's take a little closer look around it before I give myself a nerdgasm. All right, here's a good view. Now, what I like about these kind of cutouts is that it doesn't interfere with any kind of cases. I've had a couple screen protectors to where it has a full cutout, where typically I would actually like that because it gives you full protection, but I'm actually tending to like this better. Now you're going to notice that I did not come all the way to the edge, and that's because symmetrically it's not made to go all the way to the edge, and you're going to want to have room for cases to be installed, because if the case comes over the lip, you don't want the case to push against the side of the screen protector. Alright, so here is the top. Here is the top, and you're going to notice that you get great exposure, great access to all the features up here, your cameras, sensors, and the speaker. And again, it's like the same concept as the bottom. Actually, when you're trying to install a screen protector that has like exact cutouts for these, it's actually pretty difficult to install. So I like this, it makes it easier to install. And again, not coming all the way to the edge just because you want that room for a case. Okay, so we've talked about basically my first impressions, how it feels, the installation, my initial thoughts with that kind of stuff. First impressions, I mean, just been very cool so far. Just feels amazing. Like, I'd almost say that it feels better than the glass that's already installed. So, okay, let's just get into it. All right, so obviously, you know, swiping to unlock the phone, smooth as butter. Swiping across screens, not a problem. Now let's try to type a little bit. Alright, typing seems really good. Now this is Swift key, so it has the swiping option, so let's see how that does. Now that's more so probably my swiping skills versus the screen protector, but again, it just performs really well. Alright, so obviously this is the Note 3, and we're going to want, you know, full functionality with the S Pen, and the swiping is working just fine. I'm not like pressing hard on this at all, just a very gentle, smooth swipe. So very cool so far. Let's try to do a little bit of handwriting instead. That feels just great. I mean, it's just working really good. So I don't think we need to talk about that anymore. So let's talk about some of the other features. Now, the other features is that it's impact resistant. Like, you can put a hammer to it, just like the video that DBA put together. It's also scratch resistant, so you can scratch it up. So we're going to do a little bit of that test and see how it does. I'm not going to put a hammer to it. You're just going to have to trust me, but also just look at DBA's video, and I'll have a link in the description for that. Maybe Thor might put a hammer down to it. Let's see what he does. Not even Thor's hammer can break through this thing. That's just pretty impressive to me. Now, probably one of the more common uses is that, you know, some people put their keys and phone in the same pocket for some reason. So let's do a little bit of a scratch test. That feels like really smooth on here. Alright, so that should prove the point. Let's see if we can see any kind of scratches at all. There's nothing. All there is just basically whatever fingerprint junk I had on my hands. It just kind of smeared that around. And just let's wipe off the screen and see if there's any more scratches, or if there's any scratches at all. Wow. There are no scratches on the screen at all. That's just pretty stinking impressive to me. There are no scratches on this screen. That's just impressive to me. Like, that's really cool. I say scratches are probably the #1 thing that's going to go against the screen versus more of a drop or impact. So that's just cool. It's not going to scratch. It doesn't scratch the screen protector. It's not going to scratch the physical screen, the actual screen of the phone. The next little test I want to do is to use my letter opener, or AKA medieval style dagger. And it's actually got, you know, a pretty decent little edge there, so alright, so I try to bring over a lamp to try to give you the best picture possible, but you're not going to be able to see with the camera. It's that fine of a line that there is just this very minimal scratching that's on the surface. That's going at it pretty hard with this knife, and the tip here actually has this very sharp point to it, if you can see right there, and that's what I was going up against with on the screen. So I'd say it did a pretty good job. It didn't like crack or didn't like get a deep cut or anything like that. It's just kind of like a little scratch on the surface. It's very hard to see with the camera, but it's barely noticeable. So I would say it actually passes the test. One, it's protecting your actual screen, and then two, it's not very noticeable at all. And in order to even get to that point, you have to have a sharp knife jabbing away at it. So I mean, that's pretty stinking cool. That's awesome that it protects that much. Next, we're going to do a Sharpie test, and just to show you that the pen works just fine, I'm going to scribble all over this thing. You can kind of see from the glare where the ink is at. Should just wipe right off. This is a Clorox Clean Wipe. Doesn't look like there's anything there. I'm going to wipe off the residue. And looky there, there's just no sign of the Sharpie there. So that's pretty cool. And just to kind of show you the difference, like this is just a normal screen protector. I'm going to go ahead and peel this first layer off. This is going to be the side that goes down onto the phone, and then this is the side to where you're going to actually write on. So I'm going to show you how this performs. I'm not really giving it much time to dry, so see there, it's not wiping up at all. So that's pretty cool that you can have a Sharpie written all over this Nano screen protector and it's not going to stay there. Now if you have like a normal screen protector like this, just don't write on your screen or let any kids near your phone with markers. So that's just really cool. It is actually rather fingerprint resistant. Like, let's see, let's try to put some fingerprints on there. Now there's a little bit there, and that's just because of moisture. It's not like fingerprinty, oily kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. The screen feels and looks good all the time. There's just one more test I want to show you, and it's going to kind of show you the makeup and how it's kind of built and constructed, and how it's not going to crack like a tempered screen protector will do it. And I hope DBA doesn't shoot me for doing this. I'm actually going to take this guy off. And I'm going to kind of show you again, it's a thicker material, it doesn't bend that well, so it helps with the installation for one. But watch this. Did you hear that snap? That kind of shows you how it's made. It's kind of made of, like I said, that sprayed material. And I don't feel any, here we go. Here's some layering coming off now. So look how that's made. You can see some of the different layers now. It almost feels like it's crumbling. So it's like I have these little, you can see some of the sparkles there. This is really made of quality material. Now, like, if I were to try to do something like this with a tempered glass, it would just like crack and, you know, almost just split right apart. But this, it's holding all together. And that's what's going to help with the impact resistant, is that, you know, kind of like a windshield, you know, a tempered glass, it will probably crack all the way, but there's some windshields out there now that if you know, smash it, it just kind of holds together. If that makes sense, if you're familiar with the construction of a windshield. So this is pretty cool stuff. You can definitely see what it's made of and how it's constructed. So I think this is definitely worth the investment. Alright, so just to kind of recap, I've just been very impressed with this DBA Case's new Nano screen protector. The installation is phenomenal. It's just really easy. They include all the right pieces. And then, like, my first impressions were great. The glass feels amazing. It feels really good to the touch. You know, it leaves just enough room for your cases. It's not raised above the home screen a lot, so that's kind of like a downfall of tempered glass, is that the home button gets kind of lost inside of the screen protector, so it's kind of hard to press the button if the company doesn't include a like raised bump sticker kind of thing to help you press the home button, so you don't even have to worry about that kind of stuff. I did a typing test, I did a swiping test, I did a S Pen test. Everything worked just great with that, so everyday functionality works great. I put a key to it, and not even Thor's hammer can break through this glass. So, I mean, this is just really cool stuff. I've been very impressed with this screen protector, and as I said before, I've done a ton of screen protector installations. I've had a lot of experience with screen protectors. Don't ask me why, I just have. It just, I guess, kind of comes with the territory of being a techie smartphone guy. But anyways, you know, if you're interested in picking one of these up, I'll have a link in the description. You're going to want to get this. This is a great investment. You can get it on sale right now. Right at this moment, it's on sale. You know, holiday sales going on. But just to think about the investment that you're going into with a screen protector like this is that, for one, a brand new Android device screen is pretty costly. For one, if you break it, the screen itself could cost about $150. That's not to mention labor if you have somebody else do it, and if you're going to do it yourself, you have to budget your time, and it's not an easy process to do, or at least it doesn't take a quick minute to do it. It takes well over an hour or more, just depending on it. So it's just a good investment. This is like $30 on sale versus all the headache and all the costly mistakes that could happen or mishaps that could happen to the screen if you don't have protection. So I think it's a good investment. I think the Nano is probably one of the best investments that you could do. If you thought this video was helpful to you, please give a nice like, thumbs up for me. And if you want to see more videos like this, please go ahead and subscribe. Until then, this is Josh at Bane Tech. I'll see you in the next video.